Hey guys, welcome to an evening episode of 10 Minute Kick-Ass Coaching tonight. Coming to you a little bit earlier than I anticipated. I was going to get to this probably around 9, 10 o'clock tonight, and I think the timing was right to bring this a little bit earlier to you this evening. I want to talk about something that is, I think the best way to describe it is something that we all possess, something we all should possess, something we should all understand as grown-ups, as mature adults, as mentors, as leaders, as role models can be seen to a certain extent, and that is the word respect, and understanding the word respect. So I'm going to get into some breakdown of what I think respect entails in an everyday situation. Many years ago, I worked for a large carpet cleaning franchise, and I was the management end of it, and I had been working a lot, tremendous amount of hours, a lot of pressure, a lot of it I put on myself to perform, to hit the certain levels I needed to hit, to understand where I needed to be with the company, and a lot of stress. And I finally had a couple days off that I hadn't had in a while. And at that point, I went away. I was down in King of Prussia, which is just outside Philadelphia. I lived up in northeast Pennsylvania at the time. And I got a call that one of the trucks broke down, and I got a call from the person I worked for saying, "I don't understand why you're not answering the phone." Now, he had given me this time off. He knew that I was working a lot of hours, and he generally probably thought I needed a little bit of time off, and maybe he saw a few things on my face I didn't even see, but it was well needed and well appreciated the time. But then to get a phone call after you're out for one day, you come back, and the business can't seem to function without you, and then the person you're working for says, "I don't understand why you can't answer the phone." Well, that just set me 6 ways of Sunday, man. That just set me off. And if you know anything about me, know me personally, I'm a very generally easygoing guy. We'll work and listen to everybody's side, listen to everybody's situation, listen to everybody's opinion onto it, and then make a calm, rational decision. There's also the other side of me that'll go right upside your head. And it's not to be an asshole of a human being or to be derogatory or demean you. It's not that at all. It's just when I get to the point where I have to make a point, I know the only way I can make a point is to put my foot somewhere. I don't like doing it. I don't want to do it, but it happens. So going back to the story, I drove all the way back up north from there, about 2 hours. Was very upset. Was with my family at the time, and walked into the person's office and proceeded to go off on him, giving him the middle finger. Things you should never do when you work for somebody. First and foremost, forget about that could affect your job. Forget about that leaves a bad, negative impression. You should have had more respect for that person. Again, I worked for the person, and I made a very juvenile and very childish mistake. It doesn't mean the frustration, doesn't mean even what I was telling him was necessarily wrong. It's how I said it. And I didn't have enough respect for him, or at least I didn't think he had enough respect for me, so I responded in kind and said, "Because you don't have respect for me, this is the respect I'm going to give you. Here you go." Not a way to do it, not ever the way to do it. I'm embarrassed I even did. I went back and apologized a day later and fell on my own sword, and I was wrong. And to this day, I'm still wrong. So if Ted Schoenhauer was sitting out there, I was wrong. And he knows how I feel about it. And I have a lot of respect for him. It took me years later to figure that out. Even afterwards, I wasn't his. But when you go into business for yourself, you start respecting the people that own the business, because now you are the person that owns the business. So my point is, respect each other's opinions. Respect where each other is coming from. Respect where one person's views are versus the other. I don't have to agree with you. And there's quite often I don't agree with you. There's an interesting subject going on right now that I've been very open that I don't necessarily agree with. But that's my opinion. That's my thought. I feel if you went another way, you could get more honey than vinegar out of it, as the term goes. Some people don't agree with that. I respect that opinion. I don't agree with them. I'm not probably ever going to agree with why they have that opinion. But me personally, my opinion is I feel like you could go a different way. I have 25 years of doing it. I've done it. I've done large losses. I've done massive hurricanes. I've done it in some of this country's worst disasters. So I could speak from experience. It's not one of those guys who says, "Well, I've actually done it." And I could speak upon it. Respect each other's opinions. Respect where each other's coming from. Respect what that person knows that maybe you don't know. Respect if they even don't agree with you and think you're an asshole. It doesn't make a difference. Respect where they're coming from. Understand where they're coming from. And again, even if you don't agree, understand that that's their opinion. You're on this damn planet for a reason. You're on this planet because you make a difference. Some way, shape, or form, you were born and you make a difference. And you get up every single day and you do something, you do a task. And if you're watching this forum, you get up every single day and you're career-minded, you're driven. You wouldn't be on here, it wouldn't be subscribed to my channel if you thought anything else. So you're on here because you get something out of it, you give something. And what you give is the respect that the other person deserves. And that person in kind gives you the respect that you deserve. If it goes any other way, any other situation, then you walk away from the whole program. Because you're not able to make an impact. You're not able to make a difference. You're not able to help the situation. So my point is, guys, boys and girls, men and women, respect each other. We're on this planet. There's too much violence. There's too much hostility. There's too many people that take things to the max every single time because they're passionate about it. Respect the passion. It is still a respect issue. Respect where that person's coming from. Again, you don't have to agree. I didn't agree with the person I worked for because he called me up and made the statement. I didn't care that he called me. I didn't like I don't know why you're not answering the phone. Well, it was a dick thing to say. Unfortunately, I worked for him. And the respect I should have given him was, I didn't really care for that. Please respect me enough not to talk to me like that again. Not go in flaring off the hinges and the middle finger. And listen, I have my moments of going off. I just had one the other day where I had a person that has been dealing with the restoration company referring jobs to us that has just pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. The other day he got full hammer down, full throttle on. And trust me, a lot of people talk about full throttle hammer down, but they're really not willing to do it in a face-to-face, one-on-one setting. I have no problem with that. I've never had a problem with that. I don't like it. I don't like confrontation. I try to go away from confrontation. I will try and leverage with a person. But if I feel that person doesn't respect my opinion enough to give me the common courtesy, then courtesy is something they won't receive. They won't ever get it from me. And it's never going to change as long as they don't respect me. So learn to have mutual respect for each other's opinion. Learn to understand the side they're coming from. They see something you don't. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. They see something you don't. Because if you saw it, you would understand where they're coming from and there would be no conflict. So respect each other. Help each other. Grow. Help everybody in kind. We're all better off if we help each other, not destroy each other. And respect is the key to that. Respecting each other. I respect you enough to be on here and give you information every single day I can. If I skip a day, I make up 2 for the next day. It doesn't make a difference. You get 5 a week. Go back and clock them ever since I started. Because that's respect I owe you. If you're spending your hard-earned time to sit here and watch these and comment these videos and see them on different platforms and see them up on YouTube, it's because you have a respect for what I'm saying or you would not watch it. You're too damn busy. And I have to have enough respect for you, and I should have enough respect for you, and I always will have enough respect for you because you gave me the opportunity to speak to you on something I am passionate about, I agree with. So respect one another. Understand where they're coming from. If you learn to respect people as your superior and work with them, you're typically going to get a lot further ahead than, that. That's not the way to do it. And picking a fight with somebody isn't always the way to do it. Now, I do agree to pick a fight when all other options are off the table, so to speak, and nothing's getting accomplished and we're just going round and round. I will pick a good old country boy style bashing. That's the only way I can say it. So, respect. Understand, listen to the other person. Understand where their passion lies. Understand why they're passionate about. And if they don't always agree with you, that's okay. That's what makes us great. We don't have to agree. You're not a third world country where they cut your arms off or put you to death because you don't agree. You're here and you could disagree. You could disagree with the President of the United States. You could disagree with the Senator. You could disagree with me. You could disagree with anybody. But you have that ability to respect the other person enough to respectfully disagree with where they're coming from or what they think. So R.E.S.P.E.C.T, as Aretha Franklin said, great song, gets it. R.E.S.P.E.C.T, understand and respect each other, and we all will grow as a community. Have a good night, guys. I got a bunch more work to do, and I've got a full day of coaching clients tomorrow. If you are interested at all in speaking to me about anything or any idea you have, again, I do 30 minutes on the house. If you're seeing this right here in this group, I do 30 minutes on the house, and I'll send you a free copy of my book. And there's nothing, believe me, I turn away 75% of the people that come to me that want to work with me in the business because I respect them enough to send them to somebody else. And I got no problem. People I know and peers I know that. That if I'm the right fit for you, I'll fight tooth and nail to work with you. But if I don't, I will gladly hand you over to somebody else that I feel can do a better job for you. Because I respect you enough to give you that. All right? Have a good night. Rock and roll. See you tomorrow. Bye.